vote again to open the government. And at some point, Chuck Schumer and the Democrats are going to stop holding the American people hostage. Now, Mr.
We're going to continue to fight until Trump provides health care for the tens of millions of people.
Okay, so Senator Markey is telling everyone who gets food stamps, the Democrats are going to continue to vote against your getting food stamps. And it is reckless and irresponsible. And if you don't believe me, you can watch the videos of just about every single Democrat senator who has gone on TV over and over and over again saying it is reckless and irresponsible to vote against a clean CR. And now they're all, I guess hypocrisy is the tribute that vice gives to virtue. They're all doing that because they want to appease their radical base. Now, Mr. Potts, Mr. Erickson.
The president has $5 billion to take care of.
I recognize that Senator Markey has a partisan objective that he wants to hold the entire government hostage. By the way, the American Federation of Government Employees has called on the Democrats to end the Schumer shutdown. The National Air Traffic Controller Union has called on the Democrats to end the Schumer shutdown. But these Democrats don't actually work for their constituents. People getting food stamps, they don't care because they're willing to say no food stamps go out on November 1st because the only people they care about are the angry people with torches and pitchforks at the No Kings rally, because this is a party that is captured by its radical left. And there are a whole lot of Americans who are hurting. Let's just take within this committee's jurisdiction air travel, where there are right now 50,000 TSA agents going into work, and they're not getting a paycheck. There are 14,000 air traffic controllers going into work, and they're not getting a paycheck. And we are seeing flight delays. We are seeing ground stops. And one Democrat senior aide told Politico that the Schumer shutdown will continue, quote, until planes start falling from the air. That is the very definition of reckless and dangerous.
Well, I would add to this conversation, if you want, that beginning on November 1st, 20 million Americans are going to get the notices that they're either losing their health care insurance or it's going to dramatically skyrocket. And that is a discussion that it's hard to have with Republicans since the House has not been in session for 6 weeks. They're in a political
You are absolutely right.
Witness protection program.
You are absolutely right that Obamacare is a train wreck, and it has caused health insurance premiums to skyrocket. And Senator Markey will recall, I stood on the Senate floor for 21 hours saying that is exactly what would happen, that premiums would skyrocket. And if you don't believe me, you can look to the Washington Post, hardly a right-wing periodical, which said Obamacare, the so-called Affordable Care Act, is not remotely affordable, and it's caused premiums to skyrocket. And ironically, what our Democrat colleagues are fighting for is premium payments that are direct corporate welfare to health insurance companies, because Obamacare has more than doubled the profits of the giant health insurance companies, and working families in Texas and Massachusetts, their premiums have skyrocketed and it's unaffordable. And the Democrat solution is not to give more competition, not to give more choice, not to lower premiums. It's instead engage in more corporate welfare and write bigger and bigger checks to giant multi-billion-dollar corporations.
The House Republicans are in a political witness protection program. They're not in Washington. How can we?
They've actually done their job. They voted to fund the government,
and
they've done their job.
And there is designed neglect on the part of the Republicans to withdraw the premium tax credit for those 20 million Americans, and they're going to see their policies skyrocket over the next couple of months, and it's avoidable. It is not a catastrophe that has to be in existence, but unless the Republicans come to the table, we can't solve that problem because those rates are going to skyrocket.
42 million Americans who receive food stamps are not going to get them on Saturday, November 1st. And the reason is Senator Markey and just about every other Democrat is going to vote against those food stamps because he's got a partisan agenda, and feeding your kids is not part of his partisan agenda.
President Trump has $5 billion he could deploy right now to those SNAP recipients and take that worry away from them. But he's not going to do it. He's going to do it for any favored program.
So then Senator Markey will vote no on the
government, but not for those that he calls Democrat programs, like feeding the poor or giving health care to those most in need.
Senator Markey could provide the funding for those food stamps any day he wanted to. And to be clear, I've voted over and over and over again to fund those food stamps while your party keeps voting no, 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 at some point the political stunt will end.